The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki.
Hello, here I am. Welcome to the show. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. It's me, Nikki Glaser. I am alone in my studio in St. Louis, Missouri. I have wet hair. I just got out of the shower. Didn't have time to blow dry it. If you're watching on YouTube, that might be a topic of interest to you, of like, why does she look like a slick fuck?
You look great.
It's not grease. It's water. What? Brian's here. Noah's here. You get it. Why? We don't talk about how like wet hair to dry hair is such. As a woman, it's a burden to dry your hair. And it's like a whole part of a process that men don't have to do. Again, I am not coming at men. I'm not saying you guys need to start taking longer between when you go out and when you get out of the shower. It's an easier thing that you deal with that you may not think about our experience.
I feel personally attacked and I'm offended for all mankind.
But
we have talked about this before, and I did mention, I don't know where, I can't imagine being a woman.
Sounds familiar.
But also it does take me a long time to dry my hair too, and I've been trying different hair dryers.
Hair.
Thick, lustrous hair.
But you're always
you do have really thick hair.
You're always under.
And then I have my, and then
That's true. And then he puts a hat on it, and he doesn't even style it.
Well, that's the problem. I try to blow dry it with the hat on, and it takes forever.
What? No, I almost believed it.
Yeah.
You're an interesting man, Brian Frangie.
Thank you for saying that.
You are. You're very interesting. You're smart and interesting.
So
and quirky.
This is. I don't want to start any podcast beef, but
oh no.
So Tim Dillion was on Annie Letterman's podcast, and they friendly made fun of me. Friendly made fun of me.
That's nice. You got a shout out.
I got a shout out, but Tim said that I have the personality of a shoe. And I confronted him about this already.
Oh, this is great. What did he give you? Did he give you 50 grand? Like usually when he like has come at someone, there's famously an episode where he went over. He had like a class reunion at his house. You should listen to it. Annie and him talk about having this like. I think it actually might be pulled down, but they had he had a class reunion at his house in the Hamptons, and he called some girl a fat toothless bitch or something. Like he called her a toothless bitch, and she did it because she was like kind of drunk and acted like a fool at the thing. And then it got back to him through his friends that she's really upset and like can't get her life together. So Tim paid for her new teeth for her, thousands of dollars to like make it right. So my question, what did you get out of this?
Brian, are you sure he said shoe and not Jew?
No, I'm pretty confident it was a shoe, because then he went on to describe the shoe, and it didn't sound like a Jew to me. It sounded more like...
Okay, I was gonna make some jokes that are not in good taste right now. We can't joke about anti-Semitism
he
as
said
much
a
as...
pile of shoes outside of...
Oh God!
That
Jesus fucking Christ!
That's right.
That would be the worst thing to be compared to ever. You have the personality of the discarded shoes of millions of murdered children and women and some men and many men.
Now,
Jesus
so the question
Christ.
is, I did not take offense to this at all. I do not think I have the personality of the shoe. I came at him in person and I said, "You think I have the personality of a shoe?" And so I wondered, should I be taking offense at this?
What is the shoe's personality, though?
Yes, we there's no question. We don't need to debate whether or not. Oh, what kind of? Well, maybe it's a good thing because shoes are versatile and
flexible and comfortable. If they're Brooks,
yeah. But if you ever talk to a shoe, it's not like I think it's
listens.
An insult. But it's fun. He is exaggerating.
Yes,
for the sake of comedy. You are just, what he meant by that, I think, is that you're a literal person. I mean, it's like talking to someone who is not gonna, you're a nice guy. There's no question about it. Everyone who listens to the podcast knows that. I wouldn't have you in my life. I don't think I could, anyone. I have to be around people who are nice, but you also don't really have a lot of room for like small talk, like bullshit. You're just a literal guy. And shoes are literal, but I think it's an insult for sure.
But it was an insult meant with malice, or was it insult?
Your tongue is always hanging out, maybe.
That
you're
might be
soulless.
true.
You have a soul.
Yeah.
I have a soul.
Soulful.
Practical. Well, then he went on to say that he's not like a shoe. He's like an oatmeal cookie you left in the car.
Okay, we're getting better.
And
that
then-
has more. There's
like-
more ingredients in it. It's not as just flat. Like comedically, just saying shoe is
Yeah.
very. It sounds like a slur, like we said before. But an oatmeal cookie left in the car. Let's
Yeah.
examine this. Oatmeal cookie. He chose that as the most boring cookie.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
like that's what he was going for
So-
there. We're not dummies. We know what this joke construction was. And then in the car, there's some warmth to you.
Sure. Well,
And you're kind of like, oh, I found this. Yes.
He's
I don't
hearty,
agree.
Something.
Smells good.
I'm sure
Okay.
there's people who agree.
Noah's
But
doing a more bullshit spin than I am, but mine's bullshit too. Yeah, it's not good.
now it's important
None
to
of
know
this is
that
make him feel
it's
better.
important to know. It's important to also know the context of where this was coming from. The context was I had to go into this meeting and sit with these people for like 20 minutes, and talk to them, and they thought it was funny that it was me that had to go sit with them because these people wouldn't want to talk to me anyway because I'm not a real person in the industry, and then
So
also
some powerful people within the industry, some people that are like making the decisions that probably aren't the creative types, have to talk. Are talking to you. Why are they talking to you
I had to come in
and not?
so
early.
me and Tim were supposed to go to this meeting together, and Tim
Got it.
was late for 20 minutes.
Oh dear God.
And so,
And so
I had
you
to
had
sit there
to-
and vamp for 20 minutes.
Whoa! What did you do?
And Tim and
Was that
Annie thought it was funny that they had to talk to me. And first of all, it was probably
that
because
is funny.
I'm not like, why would anybody want to talk to me in this situation?
No, that's not true.
when they're
That's not true.
when they're expecting Tim.
When they're expecting Tim and they're Tim fans,
Also,
you're not going to be disappointed in Brian Frangie. You're so interesting and funny, but if they're just interested in like fame and like someone
They
who's
were,
flashy,
for
yeah,
sure.
it's going to be very
Absolutely.
disappointing to meet the Apple guy.
they're expecting.
They don't even know you're the Apple
But
guy.
here's the other thing: is they didn't even know I was going to be at the meeting.
Oh,
so
no.
I was supposed to-
Brian.
So I was sitting there for 20 minutes talking to these guys.
Tim is really setting you up for success in this. What could he give them a heads up?
No, it was fine.
I guess
It-
not.
It
No,
all
no.
worked out absolutely fine. And these guys, we didn't have a good time with anyway. But I think that's also why that he
What's
said that.
Tim like in a meeting? I'm just the biggest Tim Dillon fan, and I'm so excited that you're
He's the same.
whatever you're doing with him. I'm excited about it. I don't know.
He's
but,
the same
yeah,
person
tell
in
me.
every single situation. He's just brutally honest.
Yeah, I mean, but he's also again extremely kind.
Oh yeah, without a doubt,
generous.
he'll
Like
surprise
there's
you.
just there's a loving part of him that just radiates. And by the way,
Yes.
people told me that you said that Kylie Jenner might have been at his party, but it was
Oh.
100% Caitlyn Jenner, which
Right,
is the
okay.
wildest Jenner to be like I understand boys being like, I don't know if it was Kendall or Kylie or Courtney or Chloe. Like
Caitlyn.
I get that, but not knowing. And you even were like, it might have been the mom, which is
Well, I
even like,
wasn't
okay,
there.
whoever Taylor was like, was it a 70-year age difference? Or like, we made a joke about it at the time. Caitlyn Jenner is so not Kylie in many ways.
I didn't see this person, so I
but
didn't.
how did the word Caitlyn Jenner not register to you as the former Bruce like a pivotal name in our people who don't know the Kardashians know Caitlyn Jenner because she's the face of the trans movement that
Right.
like how did that not
Face.
stick for you?
The face and body.
Or- Well, what about like even when you found out Caitlyn Jenner was there? Why weren't you like, whoa, Caitlyn Jenner? Like, was there no discussion of what that was like? Was she like, oh, Tim, I love your spread? Like, did she? I love the spread you got here, Tim. Did she stay 5 minutes? Like, why was there no discussion about what happened around?
I
it?
did ask a little bit after the fact about this, and I was like,
Okay.
did they hold court? Was everyone around them? And is it a he or she?
She.
She came early, and there wasn't a lot of people there, so it was kind of just like a little small hang, and then she left before most of the people came.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I was one of those people that wasn't there yet, so I didn't
God
see.
damn it.
I didn't
you were trying to
talk
be cool, man.
I know. Well, I
Who knew that getting to parties right on time, you might see some of the biggest celebs
Maybe
because
that's
they
the
know
cool
that they're
thing
going to
now.
miss most people. Maybe
Yeah.
it's cool to be on time.
because in LA, people
Just
never
be
show
early.
up. People never show up on time to anything in LA.
No.
So if you're super cool and you just want to see the people you want to see, you say show up
Yeah.
on time and we'll leave in 40 minutes.
Yeah. That's that. Have you ever had someone? Getting there early to a party is such a hilarious thing that I'm sure some people have done. Be like,
Can
I
I-
want to help out.
Oh,
Like my
yeah.
mom, every time it's time for a party, and my growing up, like it would be guests would arrive, and my mom would still wet hair.
Yeah.
It
Slick.
was a wet hair podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. It was. She was a slick fuck.
When I used to host
Just-
like game nights or whatever at my house, and
Yeah.
I'd have like some people come that I was like not really friends with, I would always keep a couple of bags of chips and food things unopened, so that when they came and if I didn't want to talk to them, I would say, "Oh, could you set up those chips?" And then they have a task to do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why you have the personality of an oatmeal cookie in a car. That kind of thing. Like that's the in the car part.
Yeah.
Is that interesting thing about you that you have planned for something in case people get there early and you're not ready.
Yeah.
Instead of doing the thing that you could be doing to get ready and they just sit around, you give them a task.
Yes, I give them a task.
But that's even more work for you because you're like, I want to put out those chips and salsa, but I gotta wait until people could get here early, perchance.
Yes.
And then someone has to do it eventually.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's an interesting.
But in
take on that.
context,
Yes.
it's funny for me to be extra boring in that context of that meeting. Which is
Of the
why
meeting. Of course, the shoe
roasting
comment.
me for being so boring you have to go to that extreme, or else it's not funny.
No, they're comedians.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I didn't
like
take
that you
offense to it
understand that.
per se.
No, they have to set up that the story of you being stuck there because Tim is 20 minutes late and they don't even expect you. And you also happen to have the personality of a shoe adds so much color to the story.
Yes.
This is, have you ever I'm trying to think of times where maybe this has happened to me where I've heard something about myself that I didn't like that. If someone said that about me, I'd be very hurt.
I mean, I wasn't hurt at all.
No, but you shouldn't be because I know what he like. Clearly, you don't.
They
like
said
he's
nice
hanging out
things.
with you.
They said nice things too. They said like
Okay.
he's a wonderful
What'd they
comedy
say?
writer. He's an amazing comedy
Yes.
writer, but he has the personality of the shoe. And then and then
Of
Annie
the
said
shoe. You wish
of this
it
shoe.
was a shoe.
And then he held up a
That
shoe
could've
and it
been
was
cool.
like a brown. And then Annie
He
said
held up a shoe.
he won't start the conversation, but he'll punch it up. So like these are like nice things to say.
Oh, that's an interesting. That's an interesting thing to say, and I wonder if I agree with that of you being someone who won't. No, because I mean, I worked with you all summer on FBoy Island,
Yes.
and you would come in with like you would be kind of quiet, and then you would just kind of like stare. You'd be thinking about something. You go, "I have a question," and it would just be like everyone would kind of jump, and then you would come up with some very random thing that you have been thinking about on your drive into Malibu, an hour and a half. That is very specific, but you're always going through some, or I guess lately you have been going through some, like shit's been piling up for Brian Frangie,
Yeah.
and I don't think you're a person that just has shit pile up. I've known you for years,
No.
but like right now it's like a thing after thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
no.
And that's what I tried to explain to Tim is that I feel like my personality is like 25% diminished because of all my problems. And then
yeah, dude, it totally is. You're in pain. I asked Brian about his tooth pain that he's been having. We've covered it on other episodes, but he's been having for how many months now? Since
2.5 years.
okay, so that's 12.
So I
plus
have a
6,
question
18
for the
months.
besties because I got my second
No.
crown in yesterday.
24.
I got my second crown in yesterday. It's
30
on my top, and I feel like it's a little bulky. And I want to ask any besties if you've gotten an implant crown, so it's like a full crown tooth. Did it
Okay.
feel weird at first?
Bulky.
Which I'm sure it did. And then if so, how long did it take you to get used to it and then it start to feel normal for you?
Okay.
I'm sure that there's lots of
I think I've
besties
had
who
a
have
crown.
implants. You've had a crown?
I don't think I've had an implant though. I've had a root canal.
And then a
though.
crown
2
put
root
on
canals. Mhm.
And then did it feel
I mean, I
weird?
assume that's what they do. I cannot remember, which leads me to believe no.
Yeah, so mine feels weird.
But I'm also not a sensitive person.
I'm so
physically.
sensitive. Yeah, so it feels like it's like pushing in on my tongue. So it's like my
That's
tongue's
bullshit.
getting in the way. So I want to know
Oh,
if that's a issue that other
A
people
normal
have.
thing that'll go away.
Yeah, and how long did it
Okay.
take? And so how long should I wait before getting it changed?
Is it hurt though? I mean, is your pain is all still there because the pain is your pain is from your jaw because the grinding
Yeah.
of the teeth because the teeth being uneven. So the pain isn't in the tooth; it's in the jaw.
Yeah, just
right?
getting
Correct?
the crowns mean nothing for the pain. It just
It means nothing,
I'm,
right.
I'm the next step.
My point initially was you were operating. One day you told me, and you're not a person who exaggerates when you do for comedy sometimes, but I feel like you said your pain was an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
A lot of days.
Yes.
And so I know for me, I mean, there's no way I would be able to function like that. Like you're dealing with something that is, I've talked about this before on the podcast. Whenever I go through pain, you can't help but feel so sorry for people in chronic pain and how they do learn to cope with it because what the fuck else are they gonna do?
Mhm.
Right? Like what else? What are you gonna do? You have to keep
You
working.
can't just
have
lay
to-
in bed and be sad.
and writhe. Yeah. And you just have to like, or tinnitus.
Although it is funny.
Anything that's like chronic.
It's funny to writhe all day. What did
Oh,
you
man.
do today? I was writhing.
Writhing sucks so much because it's the only thing you do when there's no comfort. There's nothing else.
So you've writhed?
Writhing
When
is-
you had your migraines, you must have writhed.
I would writhe so much. You know, it's just like an animal that's like flipping back and forth because it's like on the way out. Like it's just searching for like mom, like
Oh,
what, like
oh, yeah.
any kind of
Like a
any
possum
kind of
in a
like
cage.
comfort. Yes, yeah, like a starving possum in a cage.
Yeah.
Now that would be a more. It was probably not writhing as much because it was just like so tired. It was dying
Yeah.
from hunger
Yeah.
and like kind of in a ball. But I don't know, just because I've felt like a dying possum before.
Oh, I
when
forgot
was
to
starving.
mention this update that
I wasn't writhing.
I got a letter in the mail from the possum recently saying how it's flourishing in the
No.
woods. It wrote me a
No.
letter.
I don't like. This is what Shoe.
This is Shoe?
No, that isn't Shoe. But you're like trying to get out of Shoe, and I don't like it. Whatever that was.
Oh, so
I don't
that
like
was me trying. Well, that was no. I lie all the time. I do comedy
No, that
lies.
was a cute lie. But that was, I mean, we knew it was a lie from the get go. You got a letter from the possum. Like I just didn't
But
get
isn't
the
that-
setup. I wasn't invested.
Oh, so what did
I'm
I?
sorry. That was on me.
Well, what did I need to do in order
Noah,
to?
how did you
set
how
that
did
up
you receive
properly?
that, Noah?
Yeah,
I
how
thought
did you receive
that
it?
maybe it was like something that Allie did to make you feel better.
Oh, see, she was taking it
no.
literally.
You took it literally.
Yeah, that
I'm
would have been
gullible, though.
Yeah.
So then what should I? Well, sometimes that works out, and I say
Not
something
so-
that's
No, you got to take chances. I'm just going
You
to give
gotta
you
take
shit because
shots.
now we have the Shoe thing.
Yeah.
And
now I need to add to my personality.
it's not fair though because I don't think you feel like you can take shots at me because you like I'm. But I want you to be able to take shots at me. But like, also, I do think that I'm a little sensitive bitch, and that like I said, I don't think I would have been able to take Shoe. So it's not fair that I take shots at you if you can't give them to me. So I say that you should be able to, but
I take shots at you sometimes.
tread lightly. Yeah. Okay. Good.
But they're not-
Okay. Good.
I never-
I'm glad that you don't.
I don't take
hold
shots at
back too
people.
much.
I don't take shots at people, including you, that have to do with like your personality or. But I'll take shots at you for something you just said if I think what you said didn't make
Yes,
sense.
yeah, I like that about you. I
Yeah.
don't feel like you just like let me get away with stuff. And then sometimes if I'm like we mainly are recently have been talking about jokes, and if it's something where you just go, okay, and sometimes I'll read that as like he's mad at me because I'm used to living around people who are like when they're mad at you, they just go, okay.
Yeah, I
And
don't.
then it's like quiet. And I go, with Brian, everyone knows what I'm talking about. This kind of person that just goes, yeah, fine.
yeah, go
and I
ahead.
go,
If you
I
want to
just-
take the car to
Yeah,
Malibu, go ahead.
Yes, I'll go, Brian, I don't know, that joke, I know you maybe think I should lose it. I just like it because I like it's like a change in character for me, blah, blah. I'll give my reasonings. And he goes, all right, fine. And it's just like, I go, oh no, he's mad, but he's just saying fine.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I
that's just what
genuinely.
he's-
Well, obviously,
so
it's like.
I don't read it as that at all anymore.
Oh, good, because that is not.
No.
That's the shoe.
But at first, the instinct in my little brain is at first like, oh no, he's mad. But now that is like a millisecond, millisecond.
Yeah.
We got to go to break. Before we go to break, I just want to tell everyone we are not going to be doing shows next week because I'm taping my special in Seattle, which there are tickets still available. The 16th in Seattle, Brian will be there.
I'll be there.
And Noah will
All
be
the
there
girls
too. I
will
forgot. Oh
mostly
my
be
god. Yeah, most of the girls
I've
from
never
Girls
seen
Chat are
Noah
going to
in
be there.
person, so this is going to be a meeting
What
for
the
us.
fuck?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting. Okay, so we're doing that next week. And so all my energy needs to be focused on that. So there will be no podcast next week, but we will be back on the, I guess, 20th, Wednesday the 20th, to talk about all things my special. So send me good vibes on December 16th, Saturday. I would really appreciate that because I do believe in that kind of energy. So think of me that night and think positive things, not nervous or negative things. And I love you so much. Okay, we'll be back with more show after this. All right, we're back. Okay, speaking of what we were just saying, where for a millisecond, I think Brian might be mad at me. A millisecond yesterday, I thought my life was over. I'm about to be raped, mugged. I'm definitely about to be violently attacked.
Oh my God.
For like, it was probably 2 milliseconds or 3.
Wow.
It was a point. I would say, if I'm just being honest, it was 0.1 seconds.
Okay.
But that is enough. You know how people go like, oh, my life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah.
You know, all these things. Like major things can happen in that split second, like
Time
in a
moves
movie
so
where everything
slow.
slows down.
When you're feeling
What
threatened.
the fuck? I had so many thoughts in that 0.1 second, and I think yesterday I might have said it was 0.8 seconds, but like it literally was a microsecond. I was walking home from Pilates, and I'm with my headphones on, much like these, like covering my ears, which I love in the winter when you have headphones like this and it's cold outside, and they're also earmuffs. That you get 2 for 1. That is a great thing about earphones. Little sidetrack. Also the same as picking up dog poop in the winter, warms your hands, and you get to pick up poop. 2 things in once, you kill 2 birds. And then you throw that bag of poop at a bird and you actually kill a bird. Okay, but so I was walking home with the cans on. I'm on my phone, kind of like in the world. My Pilates place is pretty close to my apartment, so I'm turning into the garage and I'm walking into the garage area. It's like it's well lit. It's like you drive through this garage, so it's like it's one end is open and the other end is open. So it's like it's an open. It's not like a closed, scary garage. It's like almost open air, but kind of not. And I'm getting to the place where my door is, where it's the package room, and then right there is the elevators. It's very populated. So being attacked here, my first instinct when I thought I was being attacked was, this is this is going to hurt, whatever's about to happen, but at least people will hear me scream. It was, I think 4 or 5 o'clock. So it was still kind of light outside.
Security
and there's
camera.
heavy foot traffic around. That was what I was impressed by, was like, the security camera is just going to, like, that doesn't matter to me because I'm like, it'll just capture my death. Like, I need help now.
Yeah, Lisa
a security
Lamb.
camera, someone in a room somewhere isn't going to see that and then run down and with enough time to help me,
No.
whatever's going to happen. So it was like, I need immediate help. There's someone nearby, like there's a sidewalk here and it's well lit. Someone wouldn't attempt to murder me. Maybe that was it, Noah. If they know that they're going to be seen, they wouldn't murder me or something.
Yeah.
But so I had all those
No,
thoughts
I just was
kind of
thinking like
in that-
last footage of Nikki Glaser.
Oh
for
yeah,
Instagram.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, it'll be on Reddit. I will have like,
That'll be
yeah.
front
I hope
page.
my murder isn't one that I'd want to watch or hear about. Like, I don't watch these things. Actually, a bestie just wrote to me after having. Did you hear about the guy who got his neck sliced open and bled out on the hockey rink?
Oh yeah.
But I thought that was like an accident.
It was.
Okay.
Yes, but I described it as just. It wasn't like I was like, he had it intentionally. I said it in a way that sounded that, but I did not imply that.
Right.
It was an accident.
Yes.
But the guy was charged for manslaughter because even if it's an accident, it's still manslaughter.
Yeah.
Which I forgot about. Because everyone's like, why was he charged? It was a total accident, but he did die and he's responsible for someone's death, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it was during a
a
hockey game where
was during a
don't
hockey
you take
game.
certain risks by playing hockey? And one of those risks, unfortunately, is getting your neck sliced open by a hockey
Yeah,
blade.
but if you drive, don't you take certain risks by driving? But if I drive and do something that isn't,
if you were if you were reckless, so was this guy who sliced his neck like doing something reckless?
possibly, I guess that's the rub.
He must have
is it
fallen
reckless?
and then flailed his legs.
Well, someone watched it for me. A girl wrote me and was like, "Oh my God, did you hear about this?" And I go, "Yes." Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I read everything. I read every account, but I couldn't find I wanted to hear a description of it without seeing the video because I don't want to see it. And she watched it and described it to me.
And
So anyway, it was the guy, like the guys who skate. From what I understand, I could be remembering this wrong. The guy jumped up and sliced the guy's neck, and then you just see him grab his neck and just blood fucking spurting everywhere. And he keeps skating for a second. He's like standing. I
oh
think,
God,
when it
those are the
happens.
worst. He was,
And so it's almost
how
like
is it-
Mortal Kombat where
so
they
did he
slice him and
like,
they keep
try to-
standing and then
how
they just
did the
crumple.
ice skate blade get to the
Neck
neck if
level.
he was standing?
He was doing an triple axel. I literally don't
so he
know.
sliced
he was
him
doing
3
some
times,
fucking-
like 360s. Oh my, that is
It's
like
so sad. It's so sad.
yeah.
And like such a freak accident. I mean, there's nothing worse than being involved in a freak accident.
no.
It's a horrible word
Yes.
to have associated with your death.
So what
happened
in the
this would have not been a freak.
garage?
I was walking and then all of a sudden I see in my periphery, and I am deeply in my phone, which is not a mistake in this area that I'm talking about. Like, you would just never be attacked here. All right. That was my first instinct of like, no one's going to attack me here. Then all of a sudden from the door that I would be walking into, I see a man running towards me. All I can sense is a man is running towards me. And I have my headphones playing music pretty loud. So
The
I
soundtrack
can't,
to your
I
death.
can't, I don't know if they're saying something or what. I can't hear anything. Yeah, the soundtrack to my death would have been, "You're losing me, stop, you're losing me." It would have been Taylor Swift,
Hey,
which is
not bad.
actually approved by the American Heart Association or something for doing the compressions, like, "You're
Oh.
losing me, stop, you're losing me. And that song is like, my heart won't beat anymore.
Oh my
That's
God.
like what you're supposed to be pushing their chest with. So anyway, I go, because I'm just like, it's a man. I know it's a man. He is hurling towards me at a crazy speed. And it was Chris running at me, full sprint, just to go like, whoa, like to scare me.
God.
And he saw the expression on my face. And he immediately was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, I just got my life back. Like I was like recovering, like, I just got my life back. Like, I'm just not going to be violently attacked. I was so happy that I wasn't going to be violently attacked because I was really like, this is going to hurt so bad. I should have probably gone to jujitsu. I should have done what Noah said to do. Why have I been doing Pilates instead of self-defense? Like all of these regrets flooded through my nervous system. And he was like, I thought you would see me so much sooner. Like I saw him when he was right here. So it was just like, it was 100% happening. And I don't know, that must be I know that's the feeling you feel before you're violently attacked. I felt it.
It was like Doctor Strange when he knocks your soul out of you and then you're like, and then he pulls it back in or he gets pulled back in.
I don't know. I'm going to start doing that all the time now. It's so shitty.
Well, you don't know the
I don't know
Doctor
Doctor
Strange
Strange
reference?
I don't, but everyone loves Doctor Strange.
So yesterday on a meeting with us.
Yeah, but you were in a car. I could barely hear you. This is my defense on this one. Okay, go on.
Ari said that I'm a nerd.
Yeah,
so
he
which
really
is
did.
it?
This is not a
am
good
I a
week for
nerd
Brian.
making Doctor Strange references, or am I a shoe? Like, get it straight.
No, this is Ari Findling, who I love so much, who has a great podcast called Never Not Tired. That's about parenthood. It's hilarious. He's so funny. But he was on this writers meeting with us yesterday. And Ari has this like harshness about him sometimes where he's like, you fucking idiot. Like he'll just like call you a fucking idiot about like, he'll be like, do you want a tissue? Like he'll be like sniffling. And he's like, yeah, I do, you fucking idiot. Like he's a little embarrassed that he got caught sniffling or something. So he comes at you with this like really harsh thing, but it's all love. But then I catch him a lot of times getting called out on it. And then he pulls back like, oh yeah, you fucking dumb fucking nerd. Like he digs in or he'll like, but it's a cute attempt at him being close to you.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah, Ari and I
it's a failed attempt, but you are close.
I wouldn't say we're close, but we were buds back in the day when we were in New York.
Ari, I told him this the other night. I go, I didn't realize that you were the guy that when Brian Frangie got his windows knocked in and stuff stolen from him, it was another one of those weeks that you've been having recently of just a pile-on.
Like once every 10
years. And you had your stuff. Yeah, you had a bunch of stuff taken out of your car. What else was going on for you? Your arm was broken or something?
Well, I broke my wrist. I didn't even know it was broken.
Yes, I remember.
And then when I was driving to the doctor to get X-rays on my wrist, someone rear-ended me.
Yes.
And but then you messaged me and that was the week before I went to California. Yeah, I've told that story.
And I'm the hero of the
You're
story.
the hero.
Not Ari. Never
That's
mind.
What
Ari did though. He worked at Modell's at the time.
Yes, sporting goods store in New York.
Yes, and he got you a bunch of some stuff.
I didn't ask for this. He just out of the kindness of his heart heard about my story and gave me all this stuff, like a new gym bag, some shorts.
He's so great.
So I don't care. Yeah, if Ari can call me a nerd all he wants, I know that he's a great guy.
He's a love. This is what the theme
of
the episode
like
already
him,
is. Like
what.
People that might be like say horrible things are like these sweet softies, like Tim, Annie, me, you, Ari, and Ari. Also, like my dad, me, Ari, and Andrew went on a road trip to do outdoor shows during COVID together. My dad and I would sing like a song, and then Andrew and Ari would open, and we were all in a car for like, a total of doing like, I think we did 3 or 4 cities together. It was like 30 hours in a car, like really long time in the car. And my dad would laugh so hard because Ari, whenever he would get Andrew and him would get mad at each other, and they're old friends, he would just be like, I swear to God, Andrew, I'm going to suck your dick so fucking hard. And my dad would be like, why is that the threat? Why you're mad at him? And he'd be like, I swear to God, I'm going to suck your fucking dick off, Andrew. I swear. It's just such a funny thing to get mad at someone and threaten to suck their dick instead of being like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you with that same fervor, say the gayest thing. But my dad couldn't believe it. And really like my dad like kind of, I don't know if this is the same kind of thing, but he is always surprised at guys doing like kind of gay things in jest, or like bros like kind of. But the thing is, my dad has done gay things in jest.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
So,
is it homophobia? Because that's why it's funny, because it's so
a
bad?
little bit. Well, but in the way of like, my dad grew up in a time where that wasn't, people couldn't be open about that.
It's just
so
a
obviously
taboo
there's
or something.
Yeah, it's taboo, and he's just like, I can't. And he thinks, by the way, he's crying laughing because it's such a fun. It's funny. It is funny.
Yes.
But it is a way for men to be closer to each other and actually touch each other. I think it's a little bit of an excuse, and I bet most of them would say it. I would say 99% is a joke, but it's 1% like, I just want to put my. I just want to mime blowing my friend right now. I just want to feel close. I just want to grab someone's hips right now.
Do you watch Welcome to Wrexham on FX with Ryan Reynolds and McElhaney? Well, Ryan Reynolds and McElhaney have a bromance, and that they even do an episode where they go see a couples therapist or something, or an expert on like male friendships. And I do see that sometimes between them, where they'll do something like sexually uncomfortable to each other because they're so close.
Yeah.
You should watch that.
That's kind of hot to
That's
me.
a great.
Those two are pretty hot.
Well,
I wouldn't mind seeing those two.
I mean,
get sexually close.
Yeah, and
I don't know. That's never really turned me on. When like two guys I'm attracted to, I'm like, but picturing those two, I'm just like, oh, there's something like.
Their friendship is so enviable. That's really the documentary.
And they both look alike. Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, my dad. This is crazy. My dad. One time he goes on these like camping trips and river excursions with his guy friends. I think around October, they go out for like 4 days and they, camp out and stuff and canoe all day. And one night his buddy Dave Miller was like just sitting, meditating or something. And my dad came up to like join him. And there's just sitting in these chairs on the bank of this riverbed. And my dad realizes that he's like, hey, let's just be gay for a second, see what everyone else says back at the campfire. Like if we just get a little gay, like because we're kind of off by ourselves, it looks like they might think that we like are alone, and like they might think that we're like, So my dad like put his arm around the chair and just start like rubbing his shoulders a little bit, and then. Or maybe my dad saw someone taking a picture or something and was like, I'm just going to do this and they're going to feel like they caught a moment between us. So someone took a picture. I think it was my Uncle TV took a picture of my dad and Dave Miller in this, like, they're backlit by like the sunset, and there are these two guys in a chair. And it was this picture somehow got picked up by like because my brother is in river culture stuff. It now is like a gay picture that like people use like sincerely to be like gay men on the
Oh
river,
my God.
like enjoying each other's company. So it's been on like Instagram posts and kind of been like spread around as like, hey, these like rugged river men are gay. Like it was a little bit of a Brokeback picture that people have taken seriously because it was a joke, but it made me laugh so hard. And my dad's like, I'm going to get canceled for that. And I'm like, you're not going to. Like what it was a moment of friendship and love between two men in a different way. And now it's being used and for whatever, however people want to interpret it, it's fine. You weren't like being overtly homophobic when you made the joke, so I don't think it's a bad thing. But he's probably gonna be like, "Don't tell that story." But I think it was so funny. Too late. It's told. It's
also a thing in the East Coast. Just going back to like people saying things like mean things to you, but
yeah, I'm gonna suck your dick.
It's just like
or just mean.
Growing up, I mean, that was the love language of the East Coast, was just to say something mean. Like here's a common thing that would happen in New York. You go to someone at a party. And they mention a mutual person that you know. So someone would come up to me Noah would come up to me at a party and goes, "Oh, do you know Nikki?" In New York, my response would be, "Oh, that asshole? Yeah, she's a real piece of work." Yeah. And that's like the highest form of praise.
Oh, you mean that shoe?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like saying a piece of work. It's almost like that Tim Robinson sketch. I start laughing about it already. The one where he's like the skateboard he's introducing a new skateboard.
Oh yeah,
team.
you've been sharing that. I've been watching it every time you share it.
I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so he introduces Concrete Halloween, and it's a new skateboarder, and then he just talks about assembling this crew, and I just always wanted to assemble a crew of like really bad people. Like these people are really bad, and then he goes, I just want to be cool. I guess I've always just wanted to be kind of cool and wanted people to think I'm really a cool, like tough guy. And then he goes, I always wanted people to think I was fucked up. I always wanted to leave a room and have people go, you know what, that guy's fucked up. I listened to it this weekend with Emil. I listen to it all the time. If you haven't heard it, skateboard sketch, Tim Robinson. It's the funniest thing you'll watch all year, and the year is coming to a close, but it will win your Wrapped,
Coming
your
right at the
Spotify
end.
Wrapped of videos. It's so funny. Also, another one to watch that is literally a gem of a comedy video. Everyone will enjoy it. Triumph the Insult Dog
Oh God.
on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast. The first part where
he went on.
so the first
Snoop?
part, he just went on. Well, Robert Smigel's on the interview, but the
Okay.
first part where it's like, "Hello, my name is Triumph the Insult Dog, and I feel blah 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 to be Conan O'Brien's friend." You know where they do that? The intro for every celebrity on his show.
Yes.
You say, "I'm Nikki Glaser, and I feel honored to be Conan O'Brien's friend." So he got on, and some of the jokes were like, "It's great to be. I was there at the beginning with you, Conan, when it was so tough, and now I am here at what is clearly the end." He was like, "Serious satellite radio. Oh, the wave of the past." It made me laugh so hard. Oh, he goes, "Why? Oh, serious satellite radio." He goes, "Why buy the pig for free when you can pay $21.99 a month to rent this piece of shit?" Like it was so funny. There are so many great one-liners like all in a row, and it's like it's a roast set.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Triumph is a roast comic.
roast
like
dog.
that's the character. I didn't even
insult
like
dog.
think about it.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. But I was saying, the Concrete Halloween. I wanted to be a piece of shit. Oh, something you said made me think of something, and maybe I don't have time to finish it in this segment, but we'll continue it on the next one. I was in couples therapy yesterday. Chris might be home, so I don't want him to think I'm like talking shit because I'm not. But I don't want him to be like, "Oh, what is she talking about?" Because he wouldn't care if I said this, but because it's all about me, because it is. It's because that's why we were there, though. By the way, because it's all about me. I had double therapy yesterday, so it was a little bit like, individual and couple. But couples, I found out something interesting about myself. If we're talking about being insulted, I don't mind being called a bitch. Doesn't hurt me. It's not like it just goes like, whatever. Literally, out of all the insults you could call me as a woman, cunt, bitch, anything that's kind of has to do with you're mean doesn't insult me. Now, I had to make this clear because Chris is tiptoeing around those words in there, by the way, because I have been one, and I am one when I get threatened, when we've realized it's around, like, if my free time gets threatened, if anything with my schedule gets threatened, I will like kind of lash out. And I have to be honest, I am very sensitive to him being sometimes moody or whatever that version of him, a man, is. I'm very sensitive to it. And he's like, I'm just answering your question. I'm sorry. I'm not like smiling when I say it. I'm not mad at you. This is just, I think he can be also sensitive to me being a B, but that's my perspective, not his experiences. I'm a B, but he doesn't want to say it.
When a woman
And I
does
say
it,
B,
she's
by
a
the way.
bitch. And when a man does it, he's a E CEO.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's been listening to The Man by Taylor Swift. So it is interesting to me. Okay, wait, hold on. Where was I going with this? So growing up, you would think bitch would be a really bad word for me to hear because I got called a bitch all the time as a kid by my mom.
Oh.
My mom. And everyone is shocked by that. But that's like the way that the East Coast talks, like, you're a real piece of shit. Like, calling your daughter a bitch is not good. I don't think my mom would ever be okay with the fact that she did that if she knows that she did, because it continues to this day.
Right now, is it like that?
It would be like, I would be playing with my blocks and no, I'm just kidding. I would be like,
Nikki, you're stacking those blocks like a bitch right now.
Yeah. Well, I gotta go to break. Let me think about how she would say it, and I'll come back with my mom impression of her calling me a bitch, and we can parse through this. All right, we'll be back after this. Okay, so my mom did call me a bitch a lot as a kid, and I know this because my sister also got called a bitch a lot, and we joke about it all the time. But my mom calls people bitches, like she's a little bit like, but that's different. That's a festive bitch. We would be called bitches when we reached the age of bitch, which is around puberty, when you start to be like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Yeah.
And you're just saying mean things and you're being a bitch.
Yep.
You're throwing things. You're going like, it's ugly and I hate it. And it's like Christmas morning and you're like, what is, like, I was a fucking grade A bitch when I was going through puberty. And, you know, hormonally, I become a bitch. But I didn't care when she would call me that but the thing is the thing about my mom, she can call us a bitch. You shan't call her a bitch. My mom, that's why I'm so surprised that it doesn't trigger me. My mom's the worst thing you can call her is a bitch. So that's why I said B before, because I'm so used to, if I talk about, I can say you're being a B, that lightens it. But if you want to maybe get slapped, which my mom slapped me one time in my life, it was definitely because I called her a bitch. There's no question in my mind. I don't remember exactly the conversation, but it had to be because it is just this triggering word from my mom. So my question is, Noah, is the word bitch, and Brian, to your wife, if she seems like she could never be one, but how do you feel about being called it, Noah, and how do you feel about saying it, Brian?
I haven't
Noah.
been called a bitch by anyone who is close
But you have
to
been
me.
a bitch before.
But I have been
right?
I have been a bitch.
Do you agree? Is that like crazy?
don't think
I've heard you recount things where you're like, well, I didn't act cool right then. And I said this like really, and I'm talking about early Noah too. Let's talk about Noah before she went to therapy. You had to have been a bitch a lot.
I think being called crazy was the one that triggered me. But being called a bitch is like, okay, great, I'm mean.
Those two words go hand in hand sometimes.
Yeah.
a crazy bitch.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be bad.
Crazy. I kind of like also because, well, let me just say, if Chris were to call me crazy, I'd be like, I go to therapy. I see a psychiatrist. I might be crazy. At least I'm treating it. You might you're not doing anything in like right now.
Mhm.
Like my thing would be like, call me crazy all you want. I do have a crazy, but I'm doing everything. I literally do everything I can within my means. I'm reading the books. I'm subscribed to the Instagram accounts. I'm journaling. Call me crazy all you want. That's like telling someone they have cancer. You have cancer. It's like, yeah, I know. But
Right.
I'm fine with it because I'm treating it. If you tell me I have cancer and I'm not doing anything for it, I might be insulted. But yeah, I don't. Crazy to me is a condition that I'm proud to be because it also, like being a shoe, it makes you what's special about you. Like the personality of a shoe. Maybe that's not it, but like your quirkiness, whatever it is that he called you, that's what makes you so fucking good. Honestly, I think.
It makes me good at writing and then being quiet.
Shoes are notoriously
Very practical, gets you to work type of person.
No, you're extremely creative and hilarious.
Yeah,
and
that's why I didn't really take offense to it either, because I know I'm funny, and plenty of people have called me the opposite of a shoe. So I'm like, well, I think maybe you're just misinterpreting something.
And okay, bitch can be fixed. That's another thing. Bitch fix. That's going to be a new app that I come up with. Bitch fix is what would be bitch fix? Bitch fix would be like a meditation app to get you out of like your moodiness.
It would be nice if it could
break,
if it could cut through to someone and actually change, like make them recognize their behavior as being bitch.
I think I could. If people were open to the idea that they could be a bitch, I could maybe make an app that would serve me and other bitches out there to calm down, not think about it from like me. Because I think bitch comes out when you're like, I'm a victim. I had no hand in this whatsoever. Everyone hates me. And when you are completely insecure, lashing out, like and you're weak, you're tired, you're hungry. What is it called? Halt. You're hungry, you're anxious, lonely, or tired, or hungry, angry, lonely, tired.
Yeah.
So like establishing those things and figuring out. But anyway, so I'm sitting there with the therapist, and Chris is like being like, I don't want to say this word. I hate this word. And he's being so sad. I go, bitch. I was like, he thinks I'm a bitch. And I go, can I be honest with you? And I'm like looking at Melissa, my lady, and I go, I kind of like being called a bitch. I acknowledge that I don't like that it makes you feel bad. And I don't like that. I don't want to make anyone feel bad with being bitch. And that's part of bitch. And I realize that. But when I hear bitch, I hear someone who might have some boundaries. And I like that about myself because I feel like so much of the time I was just always had to be nice. And I respect bitches a little bit, or people that I would maybe call a bitch because they don't seem to need my approval. And I like that quality.
Uh-huh.
And I think that bitch has some of that for me. but she's got to tone it down. Like keep all the things that's
I think
like
you want
I
to
don't care what you think.
Bitch with assertive. You want to be an assertive woman, not a
Like
bitch.
bad bitch. Yes, assertive, but that's the problem. I think assertive comes off as bitch sometimes to different people. Tend to take on
Right.
Like
yes.
let me give you
Usually
an
it's-
example. Okay.
yes.
Noah asked me about something that let's go through like all the ways in which I could respond to this ask from Noah in person if you called me, which you rarely call me with an ask, but call me with something annoying.
Okay. Nikki, I need you to read these 3 ads and they're due in like another 30 minutes. And I sent them to you last week.
Okay. And if you send them to me last week, I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna get it done no matter what.
Okay. Yeah, I know that's not really like us.
There's
not really like
there's
us.
no way that I would go, fuck you, no, I can't. Like, let's say, Nikki, you messed up this. Okay, if it was you mispronounced this girl's name, and I need it really quick to turn this ad in.
Nikki,
in 30 minutes. And I'm just telling you now for some reason, even though that's not your style.
We're Nikki and Noah in a different dimension.
Yeah.
Nikki, you misread this name in the ad copy and I need it.
What's the name?
It's Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, I said Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I got Sigourney right. For some reason, I got the easiest part wrong. Okay, I don't know why I said Weaver. Okay,
Yeah.
honestly, okay, this is me being walked all over. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Well, no, that's normally me. Okay, I don't know what I'm trying to do here, but here's me being assertive. This could be sorry, Noah. I'm really sorry. I don't have time to do that, and I'm not gonna do it. You gotta just tell them, take it as it is, because that name's really confusing. That could be bitch, because I'm not like saying it like this, maybe in this tone, but just being like, because this is what happens with Chris and I. He'll ask me to do something, and I won't have that tone of like, actually, I can't right now, which I probably would with a regular producer, because Chris is producing my special. Like, if it was like a guy that I like just met in this project, I'd probably be like, I actually don't have time to do that today. I'm just like overwhelmed right now, and I think we're actually in really good shape, and we don't need to talk about that thing until Tuesday, and we can do it then. But instead, I'll go like, no, I don't want to do that. We don't need to do that until Tuesday. I have a busy day. That's the difference, right?
You got it.
But that's how I talk to my boyfriend, and I'm not, and my
But you
point is I'm
wouldn't-
not annoyed at him.
Blurred
I'm annoyed at
lines.
who, like, I'm
But
just
you wouldn't
annoyed
talk
at the
like that to like,
situation.
let's say Bill Lawrence. You would say the
No.
first way.
No. I would say the first way. Bill Lawrence, he's a kind of a closer friend of mine, so I'd probably be like, Bill, what the fuck? I don't want to do that. No, we don't. Do you think we really need to do that? I don't think we need to do that. Like, let's wait till. So yes,
That's also being
because
assertive.
I'm not fucking Bill Lawrence, so
Yeah.
I don't have the same. You know what I mean?
But being a woman
But-
that happened. That's why I made that hilarious joke
yeah.
about that
I guess I
everybody
didn't.
loved about if when you're a woman you're a bitch and when you're a man
The
you're a
possum
CEO.
letter?
Because
Yes.
men are perceived like that same attitude would be perceived as like, oh, he's in charge and it would be positive. But for women, it's viewed as a negative often.
And final
Behind
thought.
the joke with Brian Frangie.
It is behind. This is interesting because I'm not. A lot of the stuff that's like men get this and women get this and it's harder for women. I'm not mad about it. It's just you like to point it out, like it's just I benefit from a world in which men and everyone do expect women to be softer and maybe more cordial. There are ways in which I operate in that framework that makes it so maybe people don't think I'm a bitch when I'm assertive. Because of that same system, there are benefits to being a woman, and I can't come up with a fucking single one right now. But no, I will say people don't expect me to carry shit. If they need help carrying stuff, if they need help moving some chairs, if there's a man, and it's me.
Yep.
A man has to do it, and I get to just hang out. Like
You're on the
that's
plane
same
and there's
system.
someone trying to get their bag down and they can't get it down. No one's going to ask a woman to help them.
I always
yeah,
help,
me
and I
too. I
love
love
doing
it.
it before men. I fucking love it so much because men just go like, "Oh shit, that was supposed to be my job," and I'm like, "Yeah, listen, Pilates body's got it. I can now.
Yeah.
I've locked in my shoulders. I know the stance. I square them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like helping. This woman the other day was like, Oh, she was very old and she was at the carousel and we were waiting for our bags. And she was like, I saw her go for one. I'm like, no way, ma'am.
Aw.
She's like totally bent over, so broken. And I was like, I told her that. I go, you're so broken and bent. No, I helped her with the bag and I got it. And then she was like, oh, this isn't my bag. And so I lugged it back on. It was very heavy. Oh, and when I first did it, she goes, you are so sweet, which is just like, I love hearing. And she was like, you don't have to do a nice thing the rest of the day.
Wow.
You're done for the
She
day.
said that?
And I go, great. So then when we put her bag back up and she goes, now that's my bag. And I go, nope, I already did. You said I didn't have to do anything nice for the rest of the day. You're on your own. And I walked away and then I came back and helped her, but it was funny. Yeah, I don't have to do that stuff. So there's like
I do the opposite.
some
I'm a
perks.
bitch on the plane because if someone asks me to take their bag down, I literally
so
have
tall.
to say, well, my cardiologist told me that I can't lift over 30 pounds in each arm, so I can't take down your bag.
Wait, is that true?
That's true. But that's what I think, and then I do it anyway, and it hurts me.
Wait,
Oh my goodness.
what? Your cardiologist told you
Well,
can't
I have a
lift
heart
things?
condition.
What?
I have-
When?
I have. It's not a big deal. At least
Oh
for
wait,
now.
this is the one that's not a big deal yet.
Yeah, it's fine.
I remember
But they
this.
said that don't lift over 30 pounds with each arm, because it'll exacerbate your heart condition. So I have not been doing that since then. And so when someone asks me to take their bag down, I know that their bag is probably over 30 pounds.
And you have to explain
And
that
then
I have a heart
I explain it
condition,
in
but
my
you
head,
still
and
do
then they
it?
just do it because I'm not going to be
no,
like,
be assertive.
I'm not going to be like,
a
well,
bitch.
yeah. So it's like I should be a bitch, but instead I just take it down and I go, now I'm going to die a week earlier because of this.
Oh my god.
Thanks a
That
lot.
is the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah. So, and I don't get credit for that.
Yeah, that's really.
They
nice
don't know
of you.
about my heart. I
Well,
don't
how
send
can
them
you
a
be
PDF with
assertive
my.
in that
Just
situation? Like,
say
what can
it,
you change about what you
Brian. Yeah.
Sorry, can't do it for you. My heart sucks. You know, what am I going to
Say
do?
I have
Being
any
bitchy.
kind of. If you say heart condition, we instantly everyone just stops listening. And goes, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Like,
But even then,
Say I have
I
a
don't
heart
want there to be a scene and the whole plane is like looking at me like
it's only for another 17
I'm
seconds.
sorry, I have a heart condition. And then everyone's like, oh, God, that was a little extreme.
Yeah, it's awkward.
It's a little extreme
I have
there.
a friend. I have a
How
friend who
dare
gets
you
extreme.
ask me, a person with a heart condition? Thanks for asking, by the way, if I have how I'm doing. You know,
Yeah, there really is no way to announce you have a heart condition
No.
when you're all standing up in that like tiny cabin area
Yeah.
and everyone's just kind of, it's all quiet and there's no even music playing. The loading music isn't playing. It's just like the sounds of the plane kind of going like,
and everyone's just like, can you? Everyone wants me to take the bag down so that it
Line
goes
moves,
faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now you are like reading your WebMD at this woman.
Yes,
And
exactly.
yeah,
You're taking out your
it's
heart
awful.
medication pills to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to prove it, I
have to be
it's my
on beta
left
blockers
ventricle.
since I was 35. And you didn't. How dare you? Honestly, what's even in that thing?
You're still talking as she's like, someone else has already gotten it down for her,
Yeah.
and you're still
I'm
explaining
like
it. I
standing
really
on
would
a
have.
seat.
Fucking nerd, heart condition. Yeah, and no one really believes you, but also like, yeah, it's
No
not a
one
good
believes
look.
you. No, nobody believes you.
God.
Yeah.
I was
I
thinking
have a lot
about
of things that no one would believes me that I have, but I have them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You do. Well, my
Like a
friend
personality.
Sean. Yeah. Well, no. Still up for debate. DSW. So, my friend Sean has a
Sean O'Brien?
Yeah, Sean O'Brien. He has flight anxiety, which was interesting to me, but only after it lands. He gets very anxious when
Oh.
everyone is eager to get out.
That's an
And I'm
anxious
like,
moment.
so he pops Xannies usually or some whatever he has to calm himself as soon as the plane lands, which I'm like, once you're landed, I think that's but he doesn't have a fear of flying. He has a fear of everyone being anxious, which is so child of an alcoholic. No offense, Sean. It's so like, I need to control this. Like, I can't stand that everyone is so eager to get out. What is that, you think? And I was trying to like help him.
Stampede. Do you think he's worried for like a
I-
stampede?
No, maybe like in a dark caveman way, like he's worried about some kind of thing. But I think what it was because I told him a thing that I do because I sense it a little bit. Like I'm just like, everyone, ew, calm down. When people tend to get nervous around me, I just go the opposite, and I'm like, you all are disgusting. Like, be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is hell.
Yes.
Like I really will. Like if people around me are like so. even on like working on my special, if everyone's like, we got to figure this out, I will just like lay back in my chair and be like, oh, do it to figure it out. Like I reject that anxiety. I hate it. I hate it so much. So when I'm on a plane and everyone's getting nervous, I don't even notice I do this until I was talking to Sean and examining it. But I will keep my sleep mask on after the plane has landed. The lights are on. Everyone's bags are packing up. I will stay curled in a ball with like a scarf over my face, not unbuckle my seatbelt, because I know I can do everything in such a quick amount of time that it won't slow anything down.
Yeah.
I know that for me to take off my pillow from my head,
You have
put
your
it in
system.
my bag, put around my scarf. I'm fast. It'll take me 1 minute, but I like that everyone around me is like, this girl, she's not going to be ready to go. I like that
Are
they're
you in
like,
a window
I like that
seat
I'm
or an
adding
aisle
to
seat?
their
Window.
seat.
Okay,
so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter. You could sit there and people could pass you by. Who cares? If they
People
really
do
want.
all the time. It's because sometimes I'm like, I gotta wait for my guitar to come up from the gates checked, and so I'm like, I'm not getting off this. I'm not getting up out of my seat to wait in that cold hallway anytime sooner. So people are like, or some people tap me like, "Are you okay?" It's just like I know what I'm doing. Not that's very sweet of people because they don't want me to be. I've been woken up on planes before when I've slept through and the cleaning crew is like on and like, "Lamb, you gotta go." But yeah, that
And I
think
believe it
that's
too. If people know Nikki Glaser, it's that she can do things very fast.
That's the thing about me. I'm fast.
I was,
fast bitch.
on FBoy Island, I noticed that when you're making your exit after you come in to see the guys or girls, you kind of do a Glaser exit.
I
You're
fast.
fast.
Oh, ever. It's the most awkward part of my fucking job is exiting out of the boys and girls chats on FBoy and now subsequently F-Girl Island, which will be out soon. I don't know how anyone would do that seamlessly. You just kind of go, okay, guys, well, have a good party. I don't know how else how else would you do it? You got to just get up and go. They don't need me anymore. I'm hindering them from meeting the girls who they all want to have sex with. Like, they just have to talk to Aunt Nikki for a bit. I feel like I got to get out of here. I'm a burden to them, so I fucking run. But how else are you supposed to say when you're in a conversation with people and you have to go? I mean, I'm sure I'm a producer's dream in terms of like, get her out of here, but I'm wondering what else people would do. Then say, all right, guys, have a good night. See you later.
That's it. I mean,
Yeah,
what
no,
else?
you do it. You just do it fast, and I like
but
it.
no one notices it. But I'm wondering how slower I could. Like, what would you do to do? Like, what's something that like a slower,
Maybe like hugging
more-
everyone instead of just getting up and pivoting.
Yeah, see, but we would just not use that. So I guess I'm just
You
trying
need
to
props.
be time efficient.
You come in with your bag and you put it down and you take out a bottle of water so that when it's
Props
time to
would
leave.
slow me
Yes.
down.
Ryan.
Whenever I have props with like at therapy, I'm always looking at the clock. I hate going to like over their time. I hate being a burden to anyone too much. And so I will start like, I'll just like put my like drink in my lap, and then I start kind of like putting my fanny pack in my like. Props do help me signify I'm getting ready to abandon you.
Mm-hmm.
And so gear up. Don't be shocked, because I think over the years my Glaser exits have really
have been jarring because they're so abrupt.
I know they are. Chris coined Glaser Exit because him and his brother, when they were living together, and my friends Sarah Lena and Vaughn, they were like, you like leave so fast after you say you're leaving. You leave and then you leave.
Yes.
There's no like, hey guys, I'm thinking about going, because it's a waste of fucking time.
Yes.
And it's a
Right.
pleasantry that we don't need.
Yes.
If you leave, you leave. And it might be a bitch. It might be a little bit of a bitch. Like, I'm leaving.
got
Like,
stuff
it's
to
too
do.
abrupt.
So just
I got
as
stuff
a
to do.
reminder, before you do a Glaser exit on the podcast recording, I have 2 questions I need to ask you before you leave.
Yeah, get them out.
So I'll ask them after we're done recording. But I know you're going to do your
Oh,
Glaser exit and be like, all right,
right.
bye, thanks, good job. And you're gone.
Oh, I Glaser exit after this. Okay, after the recording, you have 2
I have
questions.
2
Okay, that's good to know.
questions. Yeah, yeah.
So let's like finish this up because I'm dying to hear those questions,
They're-
and no one else gets to know them. But they're
They're not
nothing
fun questions. No.
Oh, they're not?
No, they're
Okay.
just
Well, Gemini, with a Libra rising. I
And
don't know
rice
actually
cakes.
if that's true. I'm a Enneagram 3.
Uh-huh.
And what other things do people want to know about me?
Rice cakes.
Rice cakes. Yeah, I've been doing a thing with rice cakes that I'm obsessed with.
What?
That I've been doing for a while, but I am ready to reveal it because it is kind of a weird food thing, but I think it is so delicious, and consistency wise, it's a dream. You get your favorite type of milk. You put some vanilla stevia in it, like 1 drop or like, a whole dropper of it to sweeten it. And then you dip plain rice cakes into the milk to soak it up because they soak up. It's like cookies and milk, but you know what cookie is like a hard, unless it's an oatmeal cookie. But you know how they're like generally hard and they don't soak up milk like to the center? And you might want to like, you would have to leave a cookie soaked a really long time to get it really saturated. If you're someone who likes really saturated things, rice cakes absorb instantly. It's a sweet treat because there's sweetness in the milk, and it like tastes like a sweet treat, and it has that consistency of like really soggy, but you can do it for just a second if you don't like really soggy, and it's so delicious, and it's like cereal on your own terms, and you're biting it and you're dipping it in a bowl. So that's my sweet treat.
But not
trick.
salty, isn't it a little salty?
Yeah, salt is always going to be good. I get the ones that are unsalted, but if they're lightly salted, it's also delicious because salty and sweet is always good.
Sure, like a sea salt on a dark chocolate bar.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And but this is more of an anorexic take on that. You can put some chocolate powder in it to actually add some sweetness, but it's not anorexic. It's just like it is inspired by those same kind of eating habits of like, how do I eat as much as I can without my calories? But it is a sweet treat that is not hugely. You can have like 5 rice cakes and almond milk with stevia, and the whole thing ends up being like 150 calories, and it feels like a big production, and it's fun and it's sweet. And it's a treat. Okay, so that's my tip. Not a diet tip, just a fun snack tip. And another tip is that the podcast will not be on next week, so eat those rice cakes, enjoy them. Think of me on the 16th. Come to see me on the 16th in Seattle. Come to see us in Brea this weekend. Me, Brian Frangie, and R.A. Findling's brother Noah Findling are going to be in Brea at the Improv this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I will be in Hollywood doing some random sets next week. And then I will be in Spokane on Thursday night next week. And then, so come see me there at a theater in Spokane. And then that will be the show. That will be the dress rehearsal performance of my special performance, which will be on the 16th in Seattle. 2 shows to choose from. Come out and see me. Any of those shows. Love you guys so much. New Year's Eve and New Year's Eve in Paramount Theater in Denver. So excited for those shows. Going skiing before that.
Oh boy.
As a treat to Chris. I hope I'm not on crutches on those shows. I won't be, because I'm a great skier and great things happen to me. All right. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Don't be and just be a fucking bitch. Bye.